multiple raids. One of the attacks targeted the village of Budrus early on Thursday morning. 69 Palestinians have been killed and 1,300 have been injured by Israeli forces or settlers in the occupied West Bank since the 7th of October. Let's speak now to Nida Ibrahim. She joins us from Ramallah. And Nida, when we last spoke last hour, there was a raid ongoing in Nur Shams refugee camp. What's the latest that's happening there now?
Well, the raid in the Nur Shams refugee camp near Tulkarem seems to be ongoing, and according to locals, they expect it to be a long one, with Israeli forces taking homes and positioning there. We've already seen an exchange of fire between the armed groups in the camp and the Israeli forces that have been raiding the area for more than 5 hours now. They're expanding the siege on the camp, and it's getting towards the outskirts of the refugee camp. We're seeing bulldozers damaging the roads. They've cut electricity already. People are having problems connecting to the internet as well. And this is not the first time. It's important to note that we were there 3 weeks ago, and the Israeli forces have raided the refugee camp, cut electricity, damaged the roads. So it's something that usually happens, but according to locals, the intensity of the raid, the reinforcements that are coming into the camp, shows that it might be a long raid. Already we've seen one Palestinian being killed by Israeli fire, a child, 16-year-old, and when his father tried to approach him to help him and fetch him away, he was wounded as well. The son lost his life, and he was basically presented to his father for the last farewell while the father was inside the hospital. Because the situation is still ongoing and intense, the funeral of this child and 16-year-old is not sure when it's going to take place, and basically it's an intense situation. It's an unfolding story there.
Anita, not just there, is it? We've got a number of Palestinians killed in the occupied West Bank in the last hour or two, jumping from 4 to 11. Tell us about raids that are happening elsewhere.
Well, according to the latest information we have from the Palestinian Health Ministry, just in the last 12 hours, we're talking about 7 Palestinians who have been killed by Israeli forces and by Israeli settlers in different raids that took place in the occupied West Bank, including a raid that demolished the home of a Palestinian that Israel accuses of committing an attack against Israelis in July. Also, another 14-year-old in a Dheisha refugee camp as a part of another raid. So it is an intense situation, and we're seeing the number of arrests also jumping higher and higher. We've been reporting 80 now. The number has raised to 97, basically bringing the total of those arrested since the beginning of the escalation in the besieged Gaza Strip to more than 850 Palestinians arrested by the Israeli forces. So, and already we're expecting this number to rise as the count is still ongoing for who was arrested, who was killed, and who was injured.
Make sure to subscribe to a channel to the latest news from RDZ World News.